Steps in, starts it. Crosby scores! At 12 seconds of the second period.
Hello and welcome to MegaHockey, the podcast, episode 10. We finally made it 10 episodes. I am Mega, as always, joined by Detoy. How's it going, Detoy?
I'm good. I'm cold. It's very cold here in New York. So between commuting to work, being at work, which my office is very cold, and then spending my free time at rinks across the tri-state here, I'm cold. But otherwise I'm doing okay. I'm getting ready for Christmas, gearing up. It's a very busy time. Hope everyone is maintaining their sanity here during this very hectic time of the year.
Yeah, and then we get into today, as we are going to do our third recap. This one is our second bi-weekly recap. And today we're going to be recapping November 30th to December 6th, and December 6th to December 13th, which the games are currently going on. Then we're going to do the league as always, and then Dottori's special rant at the end. So I'm ready to get into this one.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're starting off on November 30th, the Sunday, 4 games. With the Caps 4-1 over the Isles, the Blackhawks 5-3 over the Ducks, the Hurricanes 1-0 over the Flames in OT, and the Stars 6-1 over the Suns. Coming on to Monday, December 1st, 5 games. That day we have the Blue Jackets 5, Devils 3, Penguins 5, Flyers 1, Sabres 5, Jets 1, 3 teams 5 goals. Then we had the Ducks 4-1 over the Blues and the Sharks 6-3 over the Mammoth. Tuesday, December 2nd, 10 games. Starting with the Sens 5-2 over the Canadiens, the Red Wings 5-4 over the Bruins, the Islanders 2-1 over the Lightning, the Rangers 3-2 over the Stars in OT, the Maple Leafs 4, Panthers 1, Preds 5, Flames 1. Then we had the Avalanche 3-1 over the Canucks, the Wild 1-0 over the Oilers, and the Golden Knights 4-3 over the Blackhawks, and the Caps 3-1 over the Kings. Wednesday, December 3rd, 5 games. Stars 3-0 over the Devils, Canadiens 3-2 over the Jets in the shootout, Flyers 5-2 over the Sabres, Mammoth 7-0 over the Ducks, and the Caps 7-1 over the Sharks. Thursday, December 4th, 10 games. Bruins 5, Blues 2, Rangers 4, Sens 2, Pens 4, Lightning 3, Preds 2-1 over the Panthers in OT, Islanders 6-3 over the Avalanche, Maple Leafs 5-1 over the Hurricanes, Blue Jackets 6-5 over the Red Wings in a shootout, Flames 4-1 over the Wild, Oilers 9-4 over the Kraken, and the Blackhawks 2-1 over the Kings. Friday, 5 games, alternating between 10 and 5, it seems. December 5th, we had the Golden Knights 3, Devils 0, Jets 4, Sabres 1, Stars 4, Sharks 1, Mammoth 4-1 over the Canucks, and the Ducks 4-3 over the Caps in a shootout. Moving on to Saturday, December 6th, we had the Avs 3-2 over the Rangers in OT. We had the Panthers in the 6-7 games, 7-6 over the Blue Jackets in OT. Bruins 4, Devils 1, Canadiens 2, Maple Leafs 1 in the shootout, Blues 2, Sens 1, Islanders 2, Lightning 0. Hurricanes 6, Preds 3, Flames 2, Mammoth 0, Kings 6, Blackhawks 0. And then moving on to the next week, because you wanted me to say both weeks. Right now the Avs 3, Flyers 2, and there's 4, Islanders 1, Sharks 4, Hurricanes 1. The Stars 3-2 over the Pens in a shootout. The Blues 4-3 over the Canadiens. The Golden Knights 3-2 over the Rangers in OT. The Caps 2, Blue Jackets 0, and the Ducks 7, and the Blackhawks 1. Monday, December 8th, 5 games. We had the Maple Leafs 2-0 over the Lightning. The Kings 4-2 over the Mammoth. The Flames 7-4 over the Sabres. Red Wings 4, Canucks 0, and the Wild 4, Kraken 1. Tuesday, 10 games, December 9th. Lightning 6, Canadiens 1, Devils 4, Sens 3, Islanders 5, Golden Knights 4 in a shootout. Flyers 4, Sharks 1, Ducks 4, Penguins 3 shootout. Hurricanes 4, Blue Jackets 1. Bruins 5-3 over the Blues. The Sharks 4-3 over the Jets. The Sabres 4-3 over the Oilers in OT. And lastly, the Preds 4-3 over the Avs in a shootout. Wednesday, December 10th, 4 games. We had Blackhawks 3, Rangers 0, Red Wings 4, Flames 3, Panthers 4, Mammoth 3, and the Kraken 3-2 over the Kings in OT. Thursday, 13 games, December 11th. Sharks 3, Maple Leafs 2, OT, Lightning 8, Devils 4, Islanders 5, Ducks 2, Golden Knights 3, Flyers 2, OT. Canadians 4, Pens 2, Hurricanes 3, Capitals 2, shootout. Sun 6, Blue Jackets 3, Reds 7, Blues 2, Wild 5, Stars 2, Bruins 6, Jets 3, Oilers 4 over the Red Wings, the Avalanche 6-2 over the Panthers, and lastly, the Sabres 3-2 over the Canucks. Friday, only 2 games, December 12th. Blues 3, Blackhawks 2, and the Mammoths 5-3 over the Kraken. Saturday, 13 games again. And the games are still actively going on. The Oilers currently 1-0 over the Maple Leafs in the first period, 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Canadians 0-0 against the Rangers, 9:39 in the first. Flyers 2-0 about the end of the first. Then the Blue Jackets 1, Golden Knights 0. Golden Knights are on a power play right now with 5 minutes left to go in the first. There's 5-1-4. Jets 1, Avs 0, first period with 11 minutes left. And then the games that will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time are the Blackhawks hosting the Red Wings, the Stars hosting the Panthers. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Avalanche hosting the Preds. 10 p.m. the Kings hosting the Flames. And then scores that have already happened. The Devils 4, Ducks 1, Wild 3, Sens 2, Sharks 6, Pens 5 in OT, and the Islanders 3-2 over the Lightning. The Islanders are on a roll, and that was in a shootout. By the way, they're first in the conference and tied for third in the entire league. What are your thoughts on those 2 weeks?
So we read them all because I think it's hard to summarize a week by week. We talked about last time that everyone's all kind of bunched up by and large. So I was talking about how 4 points separated a bunch of teams last time. You're starting to see a little bit more separation because more games have been played, but still 6 points really separates a huge chunk of the entire league. And that can, change circumstances in a week. So looking at the streaks, Dallas, Colorado, Washington. Dallas 8-1-1, Colorado 7-1-2, Washington 7-1-2, Mini 7-2-1, Boston 7-3. Those teams continue to push higher. They are the elite teams, except for Boston. I don't know what's going on with Boston. They have the longest win streak at 4 right now. But it's still really bunched up. When you look at the last 10 games, almost half the league did something like 4-6, 5-5, and 6-4. So people are just kind of treading water. It's really hard to identify who's breaking out, who's going to be the contender, solidify a playoff spot. I think what's going to determine this is actually injuries. I think the injuries now are really starting to pile up, and they're going to change people's fortunes and teams' fortunes. So, for example, Tampa Bay, Hedman, Vazzy are out. Malkin's out for Pittsburgh. Horvat's out for the Isles. These are superstar players. Hellebuck has been out for Winnipeg, and they've really suffered. I mean, they're close to the bottom of the league, which is shocking, quite honestly. Bedard got hurt. Who knows how long he's going to be out? May not be long, but people are missing time. Chicago also has Foligno and Weber out. Rangers have Fox out, LTIR. Blues have Cairo out. And then Toronto lost both of their goalies, although they're getting some great play from their backup to the backup. And this is going to be a very interesting storyline when we think about the Olympics. We already have the condensed schedule, and then you have guys taken off to play in Italy. Guys get hurt during the Olympics. Guys get tired. We're going to see what happens. I wonder if places are going to be determined more by who's not on the ice than by who's on the ice. So that's one thing that I've been looking at. Colorado continues to dominate the league. They're leading the league in goals for and goals against, which I find remarkable. It's really amazing. They're absolutely a wagon. Some things that jumped out regarding players. Stamkos for Nashville starting to heat up. Trotz really leaned into the team and berated them, and they're scoring now. They're scoring the goals. Stamkos has 6 goals in his last 5 games, helped by a 4-goal game. He's got 12 on the season, so he's starting to pick it up. That's kind of interesting. Um, One thing that Friedman reported in 32 Thoughts is Brandon Bussey is 10-1, fastest in NHL history to 10 wins for a goalie, which I thought was pretty incredible. And special shout out because he's from Eastern Long Island. So, a lot of times when we have these players who are from Long Island and they make it to the NHL, it's usually Nassau County, right? Wealthier, more populated guys like Shane Pinto, Adam Fox, Charlie McAvoy. But now we have an Eastern Suffolk guy. So personally, I'm just really proud of him. I think that's amazing. Hockey on the island, Eastern Long Island's really picking up. Um, so it's interesting. We have to see how this shakes out. And it seems like it's going to take maybe another month before we really get some clarity about who the good teams are, who the bad teams are. And then you start thinking about the trade deadline. It's very interesting because you might have a lot of teams that are buyers, a lot of teams that feel like they're still in it. So I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if these upstart teams like Anaheim, teams like Detroit, perhaps, if they're going to buy, if they think they're really contenders, if they believe in themselves. So we might see, early next year, more indications of where people think they are.
Yeah. Um, and then that sums up for our reading of the scores. Um, so now we're going to get into the league stats. And there's some interesting things here. Colorado, I'm always at the top 31 points in 31 games. Dallas 47 points in 32 games. Minnesota 41 points in 32 games. The Islanders 41 points in 33 games. Um, Carolina 40 points in 30 games. Washington 40 points in 31 games. Vegas 39 points in 30 games. Tampa 39 in 32. And then you have Anaheim, Boston, Detroit, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Montreal, San Jose, Edmonton, Rangers, Toronto, Utah, Florida, Chicago, Ottawa, Columbus, St. Louis, Seattle, Buffalo, Winnipeg, Nashville, Calgary, and Vancouver, wrapping out your standings. And obviously, Vancouver has really just traded Quinn Hughes to the Wild, first round pick, Z Vuom, and a couple of other outplayers, including Marco Rossi as well. So big blockbuster deal on that. What do you think about the standings currently?
Um, I think the theme of the cream is rising to the top. I think it's still in play. Um, Avs, Stars, Wild, Hurricanes, Caps, Knights, Lightning. Those are all teams you'd expect to be on there. So my prediction is that they're going to keep moving forward. And I think some of these teams, Detroit, for example, I'm on record here saying I don't believe in them. They've given up 109 goals this year. They are not for real. They're 11th in the league as of this recording. They're going to fall off. Boston, I'm not really sure. I guess Geeky's just really holding that whole team up. I got to look into them more. But it seems like the cream's starting to rise to the top. So again, we'll see what happens. I think injuries could really derail this. The Olympics could. So we'll wait and see. It's still very, very exciting. The kids are still doing their thing, and it's a really exciting time this year.
And yeah, now it is time for the biggest segment of the day.
Well, before we get to that, I just want to comment on the Vancouver Curry because you mentioned it. Vancouver, congratulations, you're the new Buffalo. I don't know what is going on with Vancouver. I'm sorry. You traded. This isn't my rant, by the way. This is an honorable mention for the rant. We had a lot of things to choose from, but just Vancouver, you traded away Horvat, which you got completely fleeced in that trade. You traded away JT Miller. You guys have to figure out who the cancers are and get rid of them. Perhaps it's not a player. Perhaps it's the organization. Perhaps it's the culture. And I'm going to talk about this again with another team. Holy moly, Vancouver. Vancouver fans have to be the most depressed in the league because this is really, really terrible. Although I saw a lot online about how Quinn Hughes is the greatest player to ever play for Vancouver. And I hate to tell you guys, but a guy named Pavel Bore, he existed. He played. But I feel bad for you guys as Vancouver fans. You're the new Buffalo. You're the Buffalo of the West. Congratulations.
Okay. And that honorable mention for the rant, that's crazy. Um, Now it is officially time for the biggest segment of the day, Dad's Weekly Rant. Let's go.
All right, so like I said, we had a lot of contenders for the weekly rant. We could have gone with Vancouver. We could have gone with this ridiculous goalie trade between Pittsburgh and Edmonton. That's fodder for another pod. We got to get into that. Um, we could have gotten into the Olympics. Are you kidding me? You can't build a rink to the proper dimensions. How you had one job, guys. It's called math. Measure properly. But none of that is the weekly rant. The weekly rant has to do with the team across the river, the New Jersey Devils. Now, I don't want to go off on a rant here, but holy moly, why are you guys not better? What is going on in New Jersey? You're 16th in the league. You started off great, 8-1. You guys were a wagon, just rolling, just beating up on everybody. Since then, 9-12-1, 1-6 in your last 7. And before that 1-6 stretch, you had 3 wins against Buffalo, St. Louis, and Detroit. I'm not impressed. Something is going on. Now, the knee-jerk answer is, well, it's Jack Hughes. He's out. They're going to struggle. Sure. But first of all, the way that he is out, the way that he got hurt, there are some red flags there, right? Are players buying in to the program? Are they really committed to this thing? I get that accidents happen, and I never got the full story, so perhaps there are some details that would flesh this out and change my mind a little bit, but you have to commit to the team. You're getting paid millions of dollars. You're the face of the franchise. You're a superstar player. You're going to also represent the country. You have to be careful. Where are your priorities? I'm starting to wonder if there's a culture problem in New Jersey. So I was digging into this a little bit, and you have some guys doing pretty well. Simon Nemec is doing great. 7-11, 18 points, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points in 31 games. And he's definitely picking up the Corsi and the offensive zone time. Mercer seems like he's having a solid season. 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points. The power play is great. 22.8%, top 10 in the league. Once again, it comes down to defense. And the Mega Hockey Pod are true believers, and you have to build out from the goalie, and you have to start with defense. Hello, Edmonton. Hello, Toronto. Hello, New Jersey, right? Hello, Detroit. If you're not building defense first, you're not going to win. Colorado's the exception, although this year they're playing great defense, but very few teams can outscore their opponents consistently. Penalty kill is atrocious for New Jersey, 26th in the league. But this is really what I want to talk about here. I think it's really interesting when you look at the goalie play as a proxy for defense, right? So you have on Colorado, you have Wedgwood and Blackwood, who, of course, both played for New Jersey. And when you look at their numbers in Colorado, Wedgwood 211, 920, and Blackwood 219, 919, almost identical, which is really interesting. When Wedgwood was on New Jersey, he had above a 3 goals against with them, also with Arizona and Nashville. So clearly Colorado and their system and their players are improving the stats. But the fact that both goalies basically dropped almost a goal a game off of their goals against, there's something going on in Colorado. New Jersey, that you see this, right? Now, on the flip side, Markstrom has been atrocious. He's been horrible. 3.66 goals against, 875 save percentage. He was usually more like a 2.7 goals against, 900 save percentage guy. He is completely falling off. This team is not committing to defense. And yes, perhaps they don't have the defensive defenseman. Dougie Hamilton, they're going to have to do something with him. They're going to have to move him, I think, to bring in some other pieces. But to me, all of these, where there's smoke, there's fire. And all of these signs tell me that I think it might be a culture issue in New Jersey. It's not a skill issue. The Devils are like the Rangers, although this year not so much. But I look at their roster and I think, how could you be this bad with all these great players? I think it's a buy-in problem. I think it's a culture problem. And I don't know if Keefe has to go or it goes higher up. What is going on, New Jersey? You guys are radically underperforming. Get it together, all right? Get it together, boys, because the window is going to close on you guys, and you guys were not good before the Hughes window opened. And Quinn's not going to save your franchise in a couple of years, so you're going to need something else. New Jersey Devils, You're the subject of the weekly rant. Get it together. It's just not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, get it together, New Jersey. And that is Dad's weekly rant for the Mega Hockey Pod. Anything else to say before we end this, Dad?
Oh, anything else to say? Schaefer's gonna win the Calder. I had said that Schaefer wouldn't win the Calder because the Isles would drop down his time. That's absolutely not going to happen. He's going to be playing 20 plus minutes, 23, 24, 5, 6 minutes a night for the foreseeable. Pencil it in, Schaefer for the Calder. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, and that will be us for today. I hope you enjoyed our bi-weekly recap today. And make sure you stick around for the next one. That was the 10th episode of the Mega Hockey Podcast. Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Enjoy it.